Oh, goody.
All right, what's going on, everybody? Zombies here again, and today we're back with another Marble Snap video. So in this one, we have a deck that I've been wanting to kind of put together for a long time, and that is a full ink deck. Now, kind of what I've been trying to do here is get a fully optimized Sera control list in all ink. Not quite there yet, but we do have enough ink cards here to actually make a full 12 card deck, only using inked cards. And while it's not, 100% optimal in terms of if I was just building this competitively, I think it's good enough where it's going to be able to win some games, because we do have most of the powerful Sera control core here. But if you're wondering why there's some like anti-synergy here with having something like Sunspot in a deck with Killmonger, that's why. These are just kind of the best inked cards I have, and we're making do with what we got, and we're going to see how it will do. But we do have a lot of the good cards for the Sera deck here, such as Shang-Chi, Enchantress, the Nova Killmonger stuff, and then some cards that normally aren't in the build but are pretty decent too, like Daredevil, Storm, Sunspot. So pretty decent. Arrow's actually been really nice in the Sera decks as well to help counteract the Shuri shenanigans. And then She-Hulk is always pretty good too, especially when we have Sunspot. But yeah, I'd probably build this a little bit differently if I was just trying to make the best deck possible, but we want a full ink deck, so this is what we got, and we're going to see how we do with it. But we're going to get right on to some games. Before we do, if you enjoy this type of content, remember to like and subscribe. This is done to help out the channel, keeps the videos coming. Without further ado, let's get into the games. We're checking it out. The most I have for a character, I think, is armor at 905. Alright, they are a Thanos. She-Hulk. Unfortunately, we have priority, but it's kind of okay. We want to keep priority here, so we play Sera left. They really just played one card. Let's go. We beat Thanos with the inked deck. They must have drawn a bunch of bricks. Magic is another beta nerf. Yep. That's one of the ones in the upcoming video I go over too. Let's see, what are the ones I picked? It was Nova, Devil Dino, Mr. Negative, Magic, and there was one more. Eating a nerf. Because I don't think they want to change Shuri, and I don't think Shuri is as ridiculously unfair in a lot of other decks. Thor, well, it's just nerfs, not buffs that I'm covering for the video. Wow, these both suck. Yeah, the thing about changing Shuri's text like that is it's not a very eloquent, there's not really a great way to word that on a card without it becoming like a giant text box. Is also something they have to consider. Look at this reality stone is out there. Just kind of chilling, you know? Change her and leave her at 4, but changing her power isn't one of them. Her losing 2 or 3 power doesn't change the deck in a meaningful way right now. And they don't want to delete the card either, so they're not just gonna like put her to 5. Putting it to 5, legitimately, the card might as well not exist anymore for the most part. Just rocks? Okay. Gotta play around arrow here. Make Red Skull the only Sherry immune card. That's another one they'd probably like not template. I mean, they could make Sherry a flat buff, but I don't think they want to do that. But unfortunately, there really just isn't meaningful counterplay most of the time because of fucking Leech and the fact that they cheat so much mana. Yeah, it's another thing. They don't have to worry about location variance as much either because they have ways of getting around it with the stones. So for our non-beta players here, fun fact, Scarlet Witch used to be a 1-cost 2-power. And they nerfed that shit real quick in beta because they were saying it was too good at basically making locations not matter. So the fact that they kind of printed a better version of beta Scarlet Witch, kind of crazy. Yeah, it just can do too much. It can do too much too quickly. And there isn't like the only, so like normally what we would do, right, is if we're trying to counter a strategy like this, you either have to put more points out before them, because that's the only way you can play around Leech is just by being ahead, and you can't put more points out before them if they have a reasonable draw with like their jaw and stones. Like there's just no deck in the game that outpowers them early unless they gig a low roll. And then the other side as well, if they're going to put out more power than me, then I need to react, and I need to Shang-Chi their big thing or Killmonger them and whatnot. That's why Sera works, right? But Sera eats shit to Leech. So it's like they have both bases covered. Yeah, so that's another video that's going to be coming out that I have in the works, is going over some beta nerfs. I think this is a bot, I think, maybe. And Mr. Negative's one of the cards in that video. Going over the top 5 beta nerfs. I think that'll be a fun one for people. It's a shame these are both too small for Shang. Oh, they just play the death. This is a bot, isn't it? Yeah. To be a bot. Maybe for those who buy the season pass won't have them, but seeing the series drop, I feel like there will be more and more cards in Series 4, since more cards drop in 4 than 3. Yeah, cards do stay in 4 longer than 3. I think cards actually stay in Series 4 too long, personally. I think they should not be in Series 4 as long as they are. The fact that Black Panther was, you know, the first pass card that went to Series 5, and that card came out in fucking November, and it's March. It'll be April before that card supposedly goes to the lower series, is insane to me. There is no reasonable explanation for them putting all the new cards in Series 5. It's a poison to the game. It's bad for the players. It's bad for the creators. It's bad for everybody. Exactly. Like, and also, a good example like that was Shanna. Imagine, let's say during Zabu season, your friend high rolls a Series 5 out of a cache, and they get Darkhawk, and you're like, wow, that's super cool. And then you high roll, and you get one, and it's fucking Shadow King, or Shanna. They aren't all created equal, and it's going to reduce, like, people, why would people spend their valuable resource on a card that sucks? Series 4 complete. There's no benefit to me opening the boxes. Like, I'm actually like screwing myself over if I... Oh, that's a high roll. That's a high roll. Yeah, powerful cards like Shadow King. Shadow King OP. Yeah, exactly. Like, I can be fine with them putting like a small select few cards into Series 5 permanently, whatever. I think that's less of a big deal if you're not putting fucking everything there. Like, it's crazy to me that they do that. Actually fucking crazy. That is, speaking of crazy, we just got crazy screwed. I think we pull them here. I don't think we hold this. There's a reasonable chance they have Shang here, so our best line is something like this, I think. No worries, J-Hugs. Did they think that was gonna win the game somehow? Probably not. I have no reason to try. I still like to win, but I'm not gonna try and optimize my cube rate. Because it doesn't matter, it doesn't do anything. And the issue with MMR too is nobody, well, not nobody, but most people don't talk about it or don't understand it. And because of that, you see people get like infinite on day one, and a lot of other players are like, wow, how did they do that? I'm struggling to get to like 70 and they did it on day one. Now, some of like the streamers and whatnot will make the disclaimer that, yeah, this happened because of bot MMR, because they're all frustrated with the bot MMR and they want it to go away too. Like, nobody who's in bot MMR likes it. But a lot of people who abuse it don't, they're like the people who aren't streaming it or whatever, like there are a bunch of people who do that, I'm pretty sure, who just never fucking say anything about it. Yeah, it's like crazy how unoptimal of an experience that is. And I really hope that in their matchmaking blog or whatever the fuck they're putting out, like, they find a way to deal with it, because it really just isn't acceptable. And the fact that we're like, what, 5 months since launch and they still don't have any kind of fix to this is kind of insane and a bit insulting, to be honest. Now, the reason for this is, you know, they don't have an incentive, right? Like, there really isn't a major incentive for them to fix it, because it's like, what, 1% of the player base, if that? So it's not like a priority for them because of that. But when that 1% of your player base is your more dedicated hardcore players, also a bunch of people who are advertising your game via streaming, it becomes kind of a bigger issue. I think they're starting to finally fucking realize that. Can I explain how the pity works for like pool 4 cards? So there isn't, I hate how the term like pity timer caught on, because it's not like accurate. It paints like a inaccurate picture. Basically, yeah, they're dead. But I think they kind of, I don't think they want people to know it unless they're going out of their way to look for it. Is a very mobile game thing to do. Yeah, no guaranteed Series 5, which is an absolute fucking joke, if you ask me. And I'm someone who benefited from there being no, you know, pity timer or guaranteed Series 5 thing, because I got fucking 3 of them. I know people double my collection level who've never opened one, and I think that's like super unacceptable. Like, the only way you can get those cards. Because your odds of getting one from a box are lower than winning the fucking lottery. It's just so dumb. Yeah, 43 caches from your last Series 4. You should be getting there then. but unless you know exactly when you opened it, it's impossible to know for sure. Or not exactly when you opened, exactly when on like your prior record. That might be one of the things you can track in the game file thing. I'm not entirely sure. Oh, nice sunspot. Be a shame if something happened to it. Yeah. There's just not a reasonable way to track it, unfortunately. Write it all down like an old person, yeah. Yeah. It would be a lot more acceptable if you could, like, actually obtain the cards in a reasonable amount of time. Like the new cards, that is. I'm gonna get Darkhawked, aren't I? Well, this is the best we got. If we didn't have priority, I'd Enchantress them. Oh, they left. Cool. I mean, Master Mold could be good against Thanos, but it's not going to be good enough to stop it. Kang, and I ended up loving the card. Most other people I know were very high on Kang, and they ended up not liking it. So it's Kang is a very weird one. My opponent's lines, and the opponent is about like trying to play around what I'm trying to do. But it's also very easy to get trapped in your own mind game. And then you can kind of screw yourself over with the card, which isn't good. Ultimate variants that are like exclusive and shit could appear at the same rate 1 in 6 spots in normal shop, cost tokens on the token shop. Yeah, like just get them the fuck out of the token shop. Like put them somewhere else. It's crazy to me that they put them in the thing, because I like some of those variants. I'd probably buy some of those variants if they weren't costing the one resource we have to get cards. We're just gonna end the game next turn. I'm still pretty high on Kang too. I think Kang's actually great in this meta because it's a 1 to 2 cube meta, and you can often get people to quit by bluffing. Because, especially if you're playing him in Thanos, you can get people to quit super easily. But a lot of people don't enjoy the play experience, which I can understand. Oh yeah, this is Cerebro 3, isn't it? Do they actually get us here if they play their Cerebro now? You might, huh? Oh no, Spider-Man. Haha, nice try. This is why Magic is a very risky card to play right now, between Scarlet Witch, but more prominently the Reality Stone. Like, you just get clowned a lot.